Welcome, everyone, to today's talk. I'm very happy and honored to stand here with you and dive into the enlightening world of The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. This is not just a book, it is an invitation to awaken, a map that guides us home. Back to our true nature. Eckhart Tolle, the author, went through a grueling personal journey before discovering this truth. He recounts that up to the age of 30, he lived in near constant anxiety and was so depressed that he wanted to end his life. One night, not long after his 29th birthday, he awoke in a state of extreme fear, feeling everything around him was alien, hostile, and meaningless. The most repulsive thing, to him, was his own existence. At that very moment, a thought kept repeating in his mind, "I can't live with myself any longer." And then, a strange moment occurred. He realized, if I cannot live with myself, then there must be two of me. Perhaps, he thought, only one of them is real. The instant he recognized that, his mind ceased to function. He was completely alert, yet no thought remained. He felt himself being drawn into an inner void where there was no fear, only deep peace and boundless joy. That state lasted 5 months and then became his natural condition. A few years later, when people came to ask him, "I want what you have. Can you show me how?" he replied, "You already have it. You just can't feel it because your mind is making too much noise." That answer eventually unfolded into the book we're discussing today, a book that contains no theories or speculations, but a reminder of a truth we all already know deep within. Over the next 15 minutes, I will walk with you through 3 core lessons from this book in a friendly, accessible way, so we can look back at ourselves and find the real power that lies in this very moment. Lesson 1. You are not your mind. This is perhaps the most revolutionary lesson the book seeks to convey, and also the greatest obstacle to enlightenment: identifying with your mind. Think about it. Has your mind ever stopped working? Is it constantly thinking, evaluating, comparing, judging, or commenting on everything? Most of us have a continuous voice in our heads. This voice can comment on what's happening, recall the past, or imagine the future, often negatively. That's worry. This voice belongs to your conditioned mind, the result of your personal and collective history. Eckhart Tolle calls this phenomenon, thinking has become a disease. It's not that we use the mind incorrectly, rather, we don't use it at all, it uses us. We believe we are our minds. And that is the illusion. The delusion. When we identify with the mind, we create an ego, a false self. This ego always feels weak and insecure and seeks satisfaction from outside: money, success, relationships, social status, to feel more complete. But that satisfaction is only temporary, and the inner whole remains. This ego is also governed by the past, to have an identity, and the future, to promise salvation. With no respect for the present, it always feels threatened, and the basic emotion it generates is fear. So how do we break free from the mind's domination? The author proposes a simple yet extremely powerful method: watching the thinker. Start listening to the voice in your head as often as possible. When you listen, do so impartially, without judgment. Do not evaluate or condemn what you hear. Doing so only allows the same voice to take over again. You will soon realize, there is a voice, and here I am listening to it, observing it. The realization, I am, the felt sense of your own presence, is not a thought. It arises from beyond the mind. When you observe thought, you become aware not only of the thought but also of yourself as the witness of that thought. A new dimension of consciousness appears. Thought loses its power, and the mental stream is interrupted, creating a gap of no mind. At first these gaps may be very short, but gradually they lengthen. In those gaps, you will feel profound inner stillness and peace. This is the beginning of the natural state, union with being. This is not a hazy or dreamy state. You become far more alert and aware. Another way to create gaps in the stream of thought is to direct your attention to the present moment, the now. Become intensely aware of the present moment. You can practice this by focusing completely on a daily activity: walking up or down the stairs, washing your hands, or even simply observing your breath. Be fully present in each of those moments. The criterion for evaluating your success is the level of peace you feel inside. What's important is this: the mind is only a tool, Use it when needed and put it down when the task is done. When you do that, you awaken. Enlightenment does not mean you stop thinking entirely. It means you rise above thought. Using the mind more purposefully and effectively. With inner stillness, creativity, love, joy, and inner peace all come from beyond the mind. Emotions in the mind. Tolle explains that the mind is not just thoughts, it also includes emotions and unconscious psycho-emotional reactions. Emotion arises where mind and body meet. It is the body's response to your mind, a reflection of the mind in the body. For example, attacking or hostile thoughts create an accumulation of energy in the body that we call anger. The more you identify with your thoughts, with your likes and dislikes, judgments and interpretations, the stronger the emotional energy becomes. If you find it hard to feel your emotions, begin by focusing on the inner energy field of the body. This will help you connect with emotion. If there is a conflict between thought and emotion, then emotion is the truth of your mental state at that moment. Observing emotion is similar to observing thought. Let the emotion be there without allowing it to control you. In this way, everything unconscious in you is brought into the light of consciousness. All emotions are variations of one primal, indifferentiated emotion that stems from losing awareness of your true nature. Tolle calls this fundamental emotion, pain. Lesson 2. The Power of Now. The book bears its title for good reason. The key to liberation is to end the illusion of time. Time and mind are inseparable. Remove time from the mind and the mind stops, unless you choose to use it. When we identify with the mind, we get stuck in time, constantly living in memory and projection. This creates an incessant preoccupation with past and future and a reluctance to honor and accept the present moment. The past gives you an identity. The future promises salvation and fulfillment. Both are illusions. Eckhart Tolle emphasizes a simple yet elusive truth you have never experienced, done, thought, or felt anything outside the present. Nothing ever happened in the past, it happened in the present. Nothing will ever happen in the future, it will happen in the present. What you call the past is merely a memory trace, stored in the mind, of a once present now. The future is a now imagined by the mind. The reality of past and future is borrowed from the present. Why does this matter? Because all human suffering is unnecessary. We create it as long as the unobserved mind runs our lives. The suffering you generate in the present is always a form of non-acceptance, an unconscious resistance to what is. The intensity of that pain depends on the degree of resistance to the present moment. The mind denies the present because it cannot function without time, past and future. It therefore regards the present as a threat. Always say, yes, to the present moment. What could be more futile, more insane, than creating inner resistance to something that already is? What could be more insane than resisting life itself, which is now and always now? Distinguish between your life situation and your life. Your life situation exists in time, past and future. It can be full of problems. Your life is now. The life situation is mind stuff. Life is reality. Set aside the life situation for a moment and focus on your life. Your situation may be packed with problems, but ask yourself, right now, at this moment, do I have a problem? When you are wholly in the now, no problem exists. The unconscious mind loves problems because they give it an identity. But when you are fully present, you will not create additional suffering for yourself or others. Clock time versus psychological time. Clock time handles the practical aspects of life, scheduling, planning, learning from the past, setting goals. Psychological time is identification with the past, self-criticism, regret, guilt, and obsessive projection into the future, seeking happiness, achievement, or worrying. Psychological time is a mental disorder. All negativity, irritation, anxiety, stress, worry, fear, guilt, regret, anger, arises from accumulating psychological time and denying the present. To stop creating pain, you must stop creating psychological time. Recognize that the present moment is all you have. Make the now the primary focus of your life. The moment you become aware that you are not present is the moment you have become present again. Lesson 3. Acceptance and surrender. Pain isn't caused only by resisting the present, it also comes from past pain still alive in our minds and bodies. Eckhart Tolle calls this the pain body. It is a negative energy field accumulated within you. Like an invisible entity, it can be dormant or active, and anything that echoes past pain can trigger it. When the pain body takes you over, it seeks food by generating more suffering in every form: anger, destruction, hatred, grief, emotional drama. Suffering can only feed suffering, it cannot feed joy. How do we dissolve the pain body? Observe it. The pain body fears the light of your consciousness. The moment you observe it, feel its energy field inside you and bring your attention to it, identification breaks. You become the witness, the observer of the pain body. This means it can no longer use you to pretend to be you, nor replenish itself through you. Accept it. Observing it means accepting it as part of what is happening at that moment. No judgment or analysis, simply feel the energy of the emotion. Transmute it. Unconsciousness created it. Consciousness transforms it into itself. Just as you cannot fight darkness, you cannot fight the pain body. Observation alone is enough. Another aspect of this lesson is surrender. Many think surrender means capitulation, giving up, or weakness. Not so. Surrender is the deep wisdom of flowing with life instead of opposing it. Surrender is unconditional, inner acceptance of the present moment, non-resistance. This does not mean you fail to act or refuse to change a situation. For example, if you're stuck in the mud, you don't accept being stuck. You accept what is in this moment, without judgment or resistance. Then you act to get out. Such action, called surrendered action, is far more effective than action born of anger or frustration. How do you know you have surrendered? When you no longer need to ask that question. You feel light, clear, and deeply at peace. Without inner resistance, you stop generating negativity and further suffering. If you cannot accept something external, accept what is internal. Do not resist pain. Allow it to be. Release sorrow, despair, fear, loneliness, or any form of suffering. Observe it without mental labeling. Embrace it. Then you will witness the miracle of surrender. Deep suffering transforms into deep peace. The inner body. To maintain presence in daily life, it's important to have deep inner roots to inhabit the body fully. The body can become an access point to the realm of being. Focus your attention on the inner energy field of your body. Feel the aliveness in your hands, feet, abdomen, chest. Sense the subtle energy permeating the entire body. The more you attend, the clearer and stronger it becomes. Body awareness keeps you present, anchoring you in the now. It helps prevent you from getting lost in the outer world or in the mind. Thoughts, emotions, fears, and desires may still arise, but they will not possess you. This practice also has physical benefits. It slows aging and strengthens the immune system. When faced with challenges, make it a habit to immediately go within and focus on the inner energy field of the body. This centers you in stillness and presence, and the necessary response will come from a deeper level of being, not from the mind. Enlightened relationships. Tolle emphasizes that all relationships, especially intimate ones, are deeply flawed and ultimately dysfunctional unless and until you access the frequency of consciousness called presence. What is commonly called love in romantic relationships is often ego attachment and addictive clinging, swinging between the poles of love and hate. True love has no opposite because it arises from beyond the mind. Every crisis in a relationship is an opportunity for awakening. When the relationship doesn't work, when it brings the madness in you and your partner to light, rejoice. That is the chance for salvation. Accept your partner completely as they are, without judgment or attempts to change them. This immediately takes you beyond the ego. When both partners commit to making the relationship a spiritual practice, by staying present and not allowing the mind or the pain body to take over, a permanent energy field of high, pure frequency arises between you. No illusion, pain, or conflict can survive within it. Dear friends, the lessons from The Power of Now are not lofty philosophies. They are practical tools for living a more complete life. Remember, you are not your mind. You are a much greater, deeper being. Learn to observe your thoughts and emotions without being swept away by them. Live fully in the present. The present is all you have. Let go of unproductive preoccupation with the past and future. Practice acceptance and surrender. Accept what is in the present moment. Dissolve the pain body by bringing the light of consciousness to it. Anchor yourself in the inner body by feeling the living energy field within. This is the doorway to being your true essence. This is not an easy journey, but it is a worthy one. Each time you notice you're being carried off by the mind, or resisting something,